Hello, 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 soul friends, and welcome to this episode of Shine Your Soul Light podcast, where we are sharing the voices of visionaries who are leading in the golden age. My name is Mary Gooden. I will be your host. Truly, it is my mission to support others in aligning and defining with their ever evolving mission and purpose. Because, yes, our dreams, our desires, and our passions change. I do so with courage and authenticity as the heart of humanity. So I ask that we all just take a moment of stillness and silence to close the eyes and open the heart. May we anchor in love, compassion, and grace. And may we receive wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are in this extraordinary extravaganza of Podapalooza right now, and I've just been connected with one of my physical friends. We met in New Orleans just a few short months ago. The one, the only Brenda Sheldrake is joining me today. Brenda Marie is a highly experienced and dedicated lead generation strategist with a proven track record of helping entrepreneurs and businesses effectively generate high quality leads, build meaningful relationships, and achieve their goals. Her approach is unique in that she doesn't just offer a done for you service. Instead, she empowers her clients to learn and implement lead generation strategies for themselves and ensuring that lasting success in sustainable growth is what they walk away with every time. Brenda, what a delight it is to have you here today with Podapalooza. What an amazing delight it was to physically connect with you in New Orleans in June. Share with my audience, our audience, the world, right? In your own words, where you're joining from, of course, and what it's like for you to be supporting business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, coaches in this way.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. I'm in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. No, it is not snowing for anybody who gets confused. It is not snowing. It is still hot here. And I think so. The big thing about the way that I support entrepreneurs is that I'm on a mission to make sure that no entrepreneur quits. Mm-hmm. Lead generation is just one aspect of my great mission. My great mission is that nobody quits before they have their first miracle. Mm. Because being an entrepreneur means you're entitled to miracles.
I like that. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the goodness. I love that, Brenda.
Well, I gotta tell you, I've had my first miracle of my entrepreneur journey, and it wasn't a money miracle. I'm not going to try and tell you that I have hit the $1 million mark or anything like that. My miracle actually came in the form of time freedom.
Mm-hmm. Time freedom is worth a whole lot more than money, isn't it?
It is. I used to hear people used to ask me the question. They used to say, if you get the call, will you be able to step up? And I used to think that question meant, will you have the money to be able to throw at the problem? Mm. If dad calls and says the roof is leaking, will you be able to put a new roof on the 100-year-old house? But in reality, anybody can come up with the money. You can get a loan from the bank. You can call a friend. You can find ways to come up with the money. But time freedom, that's something that only entrepreneurs can have.
So true. Because in the truth, we create our own schedules, which is something I deeply speak to, and those that are overwhelmed entrepreneurs that are feeling like they can't get a handle on it because perhaps they're just not connecting with themselves first. But I love that. Share with us a little bit more, Brenda, about how this came about for you. What pivotal moment in your life said, I want to step up and I want to share with other entrepreneurs that very truth, that you're just one more breath, one more action, inspired action away from your miracle. What triggered that for you?
Well, I'm going to preface that by saying, don't cry, Mary, because people sometimes cry when I tell this story.
Okay.
3 years ago, I got a phone call. My 80-year-old father had fallen and hurt his back. They told us it was sciatic nerve damage. They told us he needed a little extra help. My sister and I embarked on a journey that took almost 4 years. And in that journey, we started off just popping in and out, doing little drive-bys and doing the things that he couldn't do. And over the course of the first year, he didn't get any better. He was doing all the things he was supposed to do, but he wasn't improving. And we were saying, there's something else the matter. And we finally found somebody who would listen. But by the time we found somebody who would listen and they did the tests and diagnosed the fact that the 80-year-old little old man had 2 compound fractures in his back, by that time, he was in an awful lot of pain and his movement was very, very limited. It was really compromised. And one of the results of that was that he had started to develop organ failure. And the doctor said to us, his health is a tightrope walk, and we're not sure whether we can get him back on the tightrope. And so we had a family meeting, and my sister said, you know, Dad, maybe we need to look into palliative care so you can be comfortable, and, you know, we can spend time with you, but you've got your comfort, and we know you're well taken care of. And he looked at us and he said, the only thing I want is to die in my bed. I want to live out the rest of my days in the house that he had really brought to life. Call it the house that love built, because when he first moved in there wasn't even a bathroom. And he made it a home, and he made it our home, and it was filled with memories. And I said to my dad, I said, okay, I said, if you really want to stay here, we don't know how to take care of you, but we'll do the best we can. And that was 2 years. It took 2 years. We moved into the house where we grew up, my sister and I, and spent 2 years caring for my dad. And when he passed away, he had 3 things that he asked for. He said, I'd like the snow to melt. I'd like to celebrate one more birthday. And I'd like to see the geraniums bloom again. But most of all, I want to be in my own bed. When he passed away, it was 2 weeks before the snow melted. It was 2 weeks before the geraniums went on sale. And it was a week before his birthday. But he was in his own bed. And I was consumed with grief when he first passed. I was absolutely consumed that I didn't know how I was going to go on. I closed up my business, Mary. I thought I was done. I thought I was going to give up on everything. And I developed Bell's palsy. It was so bad. It manifested physically. I developed Bell's palsy. I couldn't be on Zoom because when I looked at myself in the camera, my face would contort even worse. And my language, my speech would be so difficult to understand. I couldn't do anything. And I sat down in a chair and I felt sorry for myself and I cried for a week. And then I went, okay, is this all there is? And I said, no, this isn't all there is. There has to be something more. There has to be a reason why I'm going through this. There has to be a message. There has to be a lesson. And so I looked for the lesson. I looked for the good in it. And what I found, what I realized, that's when I recognized my time freedom miracle. I had 2 years with my dad. I made 2 years of amazing memories with my dad. And when I recognized that, I started to get better, and the Bell's palsy went away, and I reopened my business. And I knew that my expertise was lead generation, but I came back with a whole new purpose, a whole new, much bigger mission. My mission was to make sure that every entrepreneur stayed in business until they had that first miracle of their own. Because your miracle might not be my miracle. What you define as your miracle, I may not see as a miracle. But I know that time freedom is a miracle that only entrepreneurs can have, because I had a best friend who was going through a very similar journey. And when her boss said to her, I know you're having a tough time, but you need to either come back to work or else I need to get rid of you because I have to run my business. She had to make that tough decision. And I know what it looks like to choose to go back to the job. I know what it looks like to sit in that cubicle, staring at the phone and willing it not to ring, because please don't let it be the last day and me be stuck in this office.
Mm.
So I don't want that to happen to anybody else. I want entrepreneurs to have that time freedom. I want entrepreneurs to have their miracle. And so I partnered with experts in so many different subject areas. Those people are all there to help entrepreneurs to stay in business no matter what. My expertise, my sweet spot, that's the lead generation. We all work together and we all keep entrepreneurs, like the Disney movie character that's my favorite, Dory says, we want to help you keep swimming.
Oh, I love that. We want to help you keep swimming. I love that you shared all the bits and pieces too about relationally how the relationship actually changed, and then looking back, that how that time that you got to spend had really enlightened you and opened up something, awakened something in you that was important and that was passion, and it healed you. It's such a miraculous story, Brenda. Thank you for sharing all of that delicious medicine. How I know there's lots of entrepreneurs in my audience, and so I would love for you to first, another piece of advice. I love your Dory advice, but maybe there's something else you want to share. And how can the audience move towards you? Because you just wrapped it all up. I have one more special question, but this is how it works. Everything that Brenda says, we have to be looking at our experiences for the purpose, for what have they shown us, and what are they for, instead of wondering why they happen. What are they for? They're for something great. And you've just created a community of greatness from your one, your pivotal moment. So one piece of advice, and how can people move towards you so that they can find themselves in a space that's, it is about getting leads. It is about aligning with your ideal clients, but in a way that has so much love and compassion.
So my piece of advice would be, stop worrying about leads. You have lots of them. Every single one of you has lots of leads. If you have a telephone, you have lots of leads. A lead is a name and a telephone number and nothing more. What you want to do is start talking to those people in a way that has them open up and be willing to just hear what you're doing. It's not about buying it. It's not about taking your course. It's not about joining your community. It's not about buying your widget. It's about hearing what you're doing now. Because once they hear it, then they're either going to want it or they're going to want to share you with people they know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it that way, if you focus on the relationships you build, one relationship at a time, then you're going to create leads that last and clients that stick.
Beautiful. How can we get in touch with you? I'm going to put your contact information in the show notes, but what's the easiest way, Brenda, that people can move towards you so they can hold out for their miracle?
Yes. So the easiest way to reach me, LinkedIn is my best. Go to LinkedIn, message me. It's Brenda Marie Sheldrake. We'll put it into, I'll give it to you for the show notes. But the other thing is, I offer everyone a complimentary half-an-hour session. If you are feeling a challenge right now, if you're sitting in your office and you're thinking about giving up, don't give up. Get my calendar link, get on my calendar, and if I don't have the solution that you need right now, I'll find it for you.
I love that, Brenda. Thank you for that. Last question. One word of how it feels for you, Brenda Marie Sheldrake, to lead in this age of truth and transformation and miracles.
I think this is probably going to seem like it's contrived, but I would say transformational.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
because
not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's a totally different way of looking at things. People are not numbers. People are people, and we have to transform the way we look at them.
I love that. Thanks for holding that out, Brenda. Thank you for being here with me. And we got this magical space together, for sharing such a beautiful story with us of your life and how you've become the lighthouse for others who are holding out for that miracle. Because I believe you. You're just one moment away, one connection, one heart-centered relationship away from experiencing your miracle. So, yay! I like to thank the audience always too for showing up and listening. Until we all get to meet in this beautiful and collective energy once again, I say keep shining your light, keep sharing your truth. And if you are feeling like you want to stop, contact Brenda. Find your miracle. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.